Reports suggest that Lionel Messi wants to leave Barcelona. Sid Lowe joins us. He's at the Women's Champions League semi-final at the moment, Sid, but Lionel Messi dominating the headlines everywhere with this breaking news that he has told the club he wants out, and it could be for free because it's going to be an extension of that out clause that we knew that he had earlier on in the season.
Yeah, I must admit it's too early to judge how that clause gets handled, how that works now, because we're only just getting this first bit of the news. This first bit of the news, which has come from very close to Messi, from Messi's camp, and they're saying that he says he wants to go and he wants to go now. And I guess, look, we don't know how this will play out. We don't know whether there will be a legal challenge on that attempt to go for free. We need to try and find that out. To be honest with you, it's too early to be able to, well, too early, at least from my point of view, to be able to stand that up for you. But yeah, we've just been, we knew there was a situation building. I don't think, to be honest, we quite expected it to end like this.
No, and that's the thing, Sid. How many times have we talked over the years about the possibility of maybe Messi going somewhere else? Now, it's going to happen.
It looks like it. Although, of course, how do you make this happen now? How does the mechanism work? And that's what I mean by we need to see how this gets managed, how his contract is rescinded, how that's brought to an end, and how this is worked through now. But it's a hell of a step. And obviously, we'll see if publicly Messi backs this up now, if he comes out and publicly says, yes, this is the case, yes, I want to go. Because, of course, once that becomes a public thing, rather than sources say, rather than from a player's camp, rather than all those things that footballers and their agents and their representatives use to hide behind very, very often, but to get the news out at the same time. Once it goes beyond that point and becomes public, then there is no turning back. So at that point, wow.
Is this the ultimate bluff, though, in a sense, to try and get rid of Bartomeu, who we know he doesn't like? Or is he seems like it's gone too far now?
Yeah, it does. And as I say, if it becomes public, then it definitely has gone too far. Look, I don't see the point in calling Bartomeu's bluff now, because he's going to be gone in March anyway. So I don't see this as a bluff. I see it as bigger than that. I see it as much more serious than that. And I guess if we reach that point when the next step is taken, then much more definitive than that as well.
Sid, you followed Messi for his whole career, from his debut at Rijkaard, under Rijkaard, to all that success. Did you ever really think we'd be having this conversation?
Not this particular conversation, not in this particular way. There have been moments when I thought maybe he'll go. There have been moments when I thought maybe there will be some sort of deal struck. Maybe he will not want to continue, and he'll look to break that contract, to maybe go and try himself somewhere else, to try and prove a point outside of Spain. But I didn't ever anticipate, and I think this is an important point to make, that Barcelona would be so bad, would be so poorly run, that the relationships would be so broken that Lionel Messi would go like this in these kind of circumstances. So no, this kind of scenario, this kind of departure, I never anticipated, no.
Where's he going to go, Sid?
I don't know. I really don't. And I think it's very difficult to judge this now. Who can pay for him? Who does he want to go to? What kind of challenge does he want? What happens now? And if he is able to get himself out on a free transfer, then, of course, that opens up a world of possibilities that we didn't imagine were possible before. Of course, he's still extraordinarily well paid. What does he want from these final couple of years? Now, of course, we know that he wants to win things. Where does he think that's most likely? Which kind of players does he want to play against? What kind of league does he want to play in? What kind of demands does he want to be made of himself? What kind of statement does he want to make with the last, well, he's 33, so what do you think? Last 2 years of his professional career, maybe the last 3? Who knows if he looks after himself really well, maybe the last 4, or maybe as little as the last 1 or 2. So, look, let's state the obvious, shall we? Let's go for the obvious candidates. The obvious candidates, we've talked about them before. PSG, Manchester City. I honestly don't know.
He still, though, has inevitably, people are going to put that Pep Guardiola relationship and Messi and what they've succeeded in the past, and they're going to come up with the fact that he wants to play under Pep once again.
Yeah, but we actually don't know for sure that he does want to play under Pep once again. We know for sure that he wants to win things. We know for sure that the best football of his career... Actually, maybe this isn't even true, that the best football of his career was under Guardiola. The most successful football of his career was under Guardiola, but he's been an absolutely brilliant player without Pep as well since then, and he's evolved in different ways. We know that Guardiola always talks Messi up, always says he's the best player. We know that they were very close, but we also know that by the end that relationship was not quite as close as it previously had been. So I think when we look at what Messi does now, while I think Guardiola is a factor in this, I don't think Guardiola is the factor in this. I don't think this is about Messi sitting around ever since Pep went thinking, I want to go and play for Pep again. I don't think we needed to get to this situation, even though Pep wasn't at Barcelona. I don't think there was ever any inevitability about these two men working together again.
Last point, Sid. What on earth are Barcelona going to do now?
I mean, they were rebuilding anyway. I guess they knew at some point they were going to have to confront a non-Lionel Messi future. But I think the damage of this, you know what, in a way, here's part of the answer, right? The damage of this is not about whether or not the team will be good next year. It's not about whether they can find replacements or build a good football team or have good players or go and win things. It's about the damage of the greatest player in your entire history leaving like this. It's about what that does to you emotionally. It's about the legacy it leaves. It's about what it says about where the club is at. And in a way, that's far more important than anything else. I mean, to the extent that, let's imagine the best case scenario. Messi leaves. Barcelona build a good team. Let's even give Barcelona the ultimate benefit of the doubt and say they win a treble next year. This will still have damaged them. It will have still damaged its board of directors. It will have still damaged the club. And also, and this is something that Messi needs to think about very, very carefully, it will have damaged him as well, of course. It will have changed the way that he's seen by the club. They will still, I'm sure, the fans always embrace him as the greatest player they've ever seen. But it will change things the way it ends. And this is the key point. It's not just about Messi leaving. It's about when he's leaving, how he's leaving, and why he's leaving.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.